My Ford Ranger had this purge valve fail, and this of course is the part number to it. Is a CX-1158, and it is a purge valve. Now the system on the 1997 Ford Ranger, essentially this is the purge valve, and it flows through, and there's a line here and of course a line here that we're going to have to hook up to it. And what this does here is the thermistor, or the other words, a sensor that detects what this is doing. And this one, of course, will command this to work. It's a two-piece unit. Today's newer units are all one-piece, but this essentially is a two-piece unit, and it actually sits in line like this with a hose that connects them in between, and of course it plugs in to a 3-wire pigtail connection. And then of course this is simply a real simple on-off 2-wire connection that runs it. So this actually controls this on when it should turn on and off. So what I'm doing is I am going to replace this, since it's 20 years old, in this, which I'm pretty sure has failed, because I'm getting a P1443 DTC code. So it's saying it's running lean, so we're going to go ahead and replace this and this. And I bought an elbow here to put on this end, because what happens is this is a 1/4 inch line that comes out, and it's an elbow. Now the elbow expands to 3/8 inch going there. So this elbow is going to have a reducer that goes to it. From the 1/4 inch, it's going to expand to 3/8 inch, and then it's going to connect to this, and then this tube here will connect to the 3/8 inch line going to the purge valve canister, the evap canister, because essentially the tube just angles and goes over, and then it expands to 3/8 inch. It's an all one-piece tube, but it is soft as gum. So I'm going to go ahead and change these parts. I got more tubing and everything I'm going to do, but what I'm going to do is replace this, and then we're going to measure it with the forescan to see if I get rid of those lean codes, so that I do have a much smoother running truck that will get better gas mileage, because it's going through a lot of gas just running the engine. So hopefully this will take and fix this. And the part number for this device here, thermistor, is a CP416. It is made by Standard Motor Products, I guess is what they call themselves. So if you want to find out what it is, this is what it is. And of course we're going to go ahead and replace all that. But let's go out there and see if we can't get this Ford Ranger running just a little bit better, and get some after action results on it. I got the parts, of course, orientated, and we have this hose here that I've pre-cut, and it, of course, is the right length. So we go ahead and we insert that over top of that line. We have that one on. And then we need to take and have a piece of hose that is approximately so long. Let's get this cut. There we go. And then we take the line and twist that onto this hose, nice and firm. And then, of course, we want to make sure we have this orientated so you can see the high and the low, right? So we want the high end facing this way. We just go ahead and insert it on. And there we go. We have that set up. Connections all the same. And then now we have this hose here. So what we want to do is cut a little bit of this hose, and we're going to have this end here be part of that length. So since this is 1/4 inch line, what we're going to do is we're going to cut through that and leave this 1/4 inch nipple here, and then we're going to have 3/8 inch for this line to go to it. So we want to have that. So in that token, we want to measure, and we want to make sure we have enough hose. So we're going to need about this much line here. Again, near measurements are fine, but we want to make sure that we do have it set up. There we go. So what we do is we put this 1/4 inch line on the new one. We got that set on there. And then we take this 1/4 inch end and we place it onto that 1/4 inch line. Now we see we have a long end here, so we want to have the tube go into there. It's going to be a little bit longer, but there's not much we can do about that. But what we can do is we can cut this, because now what we want is, of course, we want to make sure this fits. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of hose that we're going to be clipping off. So we're going to clip off this end here. For the 1/4 inch, for the 3/4 inch or 3/8 inch to go in between here and then go down to the evap. So it's going to be a little bit of a squeeze on here, but we'll be able to get it on there with this adapter. So what we do is we cut this by breaking that off of there so we can fit that onto here, and of course get it to slide on there. That's a little bit of a hack, but we definitely got it on there. So what we are going to do is this end here, if this fails, then I'll just have to get a different size hose on it. But I'm thinking it's going to hold pretty good. So we shouldn't have much of an issue here on this. I'm thinking it's going to work. So we have all this on here. We got this, of course, greased up a little bit with dielectric to slide it on there. So now what we got to do is measure it out. And as you can see, we're going to have to go out just a little bit because the end's right here. So we want to slide that on. So what we want to do is we want to cut it about here. So we'll cut that, and then we'll slide this elbow on here nice and tight. Now we're going to put a little bit on the end here. That'll of course go down to the canister. We got the end right here, And we'll cut just a little bit off of here. There we go. Now we have our assembly made, and it's pretty near the length that we had originally started with, so we shouldn't have any problems with getting this all connected up. So let's go ahead and install this now that we got it all put together, and plug everything in and see where we're at as far as getting this lean code taken care of. Now I can start back here on the evap canister and slide this hose over top of it, which it went right onto without a problem, and run this line and everything else down underneath here to where it's supposed to be. Make sure we got it routed correctly. And then of course we can take and plug this in to the top, to the intake manifold, and that is connected up. Then we plug in the wiring. Again, it's pretty much self-guiding. It clicked in. And then we grab the wiring for the bottom of the purge valve, and of course we want to get that plugged into the correct alignment. And that looks like it's plugged in. There we go. We got everything in here correctly the way that we want it to be. And of course, don't see anything else that we need to do. So I guess the money is in the matters as far as can we get everything here to work and do what it's supposed to do. So we got everything hooked up. Let's go ahead and start her up and see if we see any codes. Just as a review, we have the new line hooked up onto the intake manifold. We got the new thermistor installed right here, and it of course is plugged in. It clicks when it plugs in. And then we got this purge valve plugged in, and we got the wiring in there, down there plugged in, and it is seated in. And that is connected up. We got our joint that was a junction between the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch, and then we got it plugged into the purge valve solenoid, or purge valve evap canister. So it's all connected in there and ready to go. Folks, I am currently testing this V-Peak OBD2 Bluetooth reader, and I'm testing it using my ForScan program on my Android phone. So I will do a key on, get it set up, and then I'll start it, and we'll see if it has any diagnostic trouble codes on it for a lean condition, P1443. And of course this device I'm testing also for other members in MACT Ford Ranger, and of course other channels that I have. So we're going to test this to see what it does. Folks, that is what we got out of the deal. Of course, I have not corrected the long-term fuel trim readings. It could be a lot of other things, but if nothing else, we did learn how to change out our purge valve solenoid and the thermistor that's associated with it, and how to put it all back together with off-the-shelf hoses and adapters, because these parts are no longer available. So that being said, I have that out of the way, so I have to move on to other things. And some of it is, I'm just going to change the fill filter because it is 20 years old, and see what that does. But we're talking maybe a vacuum leak, or we have another issue with oxygen sensors to correct all this. So it may be an upstream or a downstream oxygen sensor. I got to do more diving deeper into this before I turn into some sort of parts clown like I already am. But of course, got it replaced. That's how it's done. Did not achieve the results I wanted. Was going for the easy shot, so to speak, and of course was unsuccessful. So I'll keep going. As I said, this is a project, and I'll keep you all advised what the actual fix is. But next I'm going to go ahead and change the fuel filter, just because it is regular preventative maintenance, preventive maintenance as we say, and it does need to be done. So I'll do a video on changing the fuel filter, and then of course I will start looking and researching more what the issue is for this lean code that I'm getting, and see how I can fix it. But this is MACT Ford Ranger, and by all means join up on the Facebook group MACT Ford Ranger on Facebook, and of course YouTube channel. Join up and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and of course give it the thumbs up as we go through this project, getting this thing maintained and back up to speed and running good. This Ford Ranger XLT 1997 is a project for me, and I'm learning as I go. So with that being said, my feet hit the floor today, and I'm having a great day. Little hiccups, but a great day either way, because I enjoy what I'm doing. And of course, listen to the music that follows on, along with a few words from Mercy Girl, and of course, maybe some other footage that I took while working on this Ranger.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.